If you're looking to get more coaching clients, here are 12 tips to tweak your sales copy to do just that. It's Aliciba, and this is a clip from one of our Fine Art of Self-Promotion sessions, and it's a critique of one of our group members and her sales copy to get new clients for her coaching program. And I thought it was a great way to teach by example.
All right, so the last one we're going to do for today, it's actually it's a Google document by Faye Elizabeth, who has the Unbreakable Calm coaching program. So she teaches people to have serenity and calm in their life, something that many of us, well, we all need it, but we need it maybe more than ever.
Tip number 1, always put yourself into the mind of your prospect and reach them where they're at.
So she said that she gives this document out to someone who has expressed interest. I thought that was interesting. And I think after I do this critique, she's going to come back and talk to me a bit more. But to me, it seems like a Google document is an awkward thing to send to somebody who already expressed interest in what you do. I'm thinking maybe a video. Because people who take the time to watch are probably coachable, right? And that means that you can interact verbally with them and do good coaching with them.
Number 2, try quizzes to help your prospects pre-qualify themselves.
Or maybe instead of sending them right here, give them some place to answer some questions. Maybe do a questionnaire or a quiz. Quizzes are great for like qualifying your prospects and getting them excited about what you have to offer them. I use Thrive Themes. That's the landing page builder, and they actually have a quiz component in it. So you can ask them questions, which are kind of leading questions, right? Because you're trying to get them to think about the things you can help them with. Then you can give them a little report based on what they answered, and basically tell them, which you are still being honest about, that you can help them. So it's like totally, they've already done some work to think about what it is they need help with. They see how you can help them, and then they're more likely to get started.
Tip number 3, try a short webinar for a similar pre-qualification process.
Or it could be like a little 5-minute webinar that is done, kind of like an automated thing. So someone comes and to our website, they're interested, they can sign up for the next time, the automated evergreen webinars. You can set that up with GoToWebinar. They go in there and they see it. But anyways, it's a document. So let's work with the document, and, perhaps it's working great for Faye. And if I hear more, I'll let you guys know what she says about it. But I think the format could possibly be improved. But that said, I think she's got some good copy here. She starts out saying, this program is not for everyone, so I'm not going to try and sell you, but for those of you who it is for, it will make all the difference in your life. And I kind of like that, right? It kind of breaks the ice as I'm just going to explain what I do. And it might not be for you, but then also says, if it is for you, this is the place you need to be. So I like how that's worded.
Tip number 4, make the problem you solve very clear.
And then she talks about the problem. Here's the problem. You're tired of overwhelming anxiety and stress taking over your life. Whether this is something you've been experiencing for years or even more recently, you might have noticed a shift in your energy, mood, and even physical health due to these feelings. So I think that stress and anxiety it's kind of vague. Like we know what it means, but like we often think that we need to solve the problem that is causing the stress and anxiety, but maybe it's the way we cope with things that we're not able to deal with. So I think people don't always understand that they're able to better handle all these other things when they have the fundamentals that Faye is going to teach them. So I don't know if she needs to explain that a little bit more.
Tip number 5, don't make them think to understand your offer.
Also, then she goes into what, here's what you need to make that happen. These are the 3 primary pillars that you need to focus on. I think this is way too technical, especially in a document or a written thing. Like, it seems like a lot, and it looks, it lays it out well and it makes sense, but I think this would be better as a video for sure. A video explaining this probably is better, because because you'll see that the chart changes as you go through. So that could be done. Each step can be shown in a video. Sometimes we got to just go out and do those videos. I have no idea. Maybe Faye has some too, and maybe she doesn't mind making them. But in this case, I see that as being much more useful. Also, if it's a document where they've already expressed interest, maybe you need to, cut to the chase a little bit more.
Tip number 6, show them the benefits, not just the features.
So we have the bullet points again. And so this one, it goes straight to the bullet points and features. I think I might save the features till later, but talk about the benefits, or at least do them together. 12-week self-paced course, and then a bunch of bullet points, teasers of things you're going to learn, like what to do when you feel blah, 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 like this, like you'll know exactly what to do. You give them all these little tidbits of what you actually talk about in that course. And I think personal development is a great way to use bullet points to your advantage, because a lot of things about personal development are counterintuitive. Like, if you want better control over things, you have to let go of control. Like, I don't know exactly what Faye teaches, but there's probably a lot of those things where some of her advice you would think it's not the right thing to do, but you explain it. And those are perfect things to tease with in bullet points.
Tip number 7, tell them what they need and then show them how you deliver that.
All right. There is this point I love this, where she goes into this. There are 3 things you likely need right now: a plan, the tools, and support. So she lays out, kind of says the things you need and want, but her offer fits perfectly into this. It's a great way to it's mind control. Not exactly, but it just says you need this, you need to have a plan, you need the tools, and you need help. And I'm here. This is how I do this for you. I think that's great. That's brilliant.
Tip number 8, publish testimonials that show how you really help people.
There are also lots of nice testimonials in her document. They're very detailed. So let's read Rebecca's. She is not using the full names, and I think that makes sense in the type of product that she's offering. It's personal, right? But she does have their pictures. This looks like a very real picture to me. I'm sure it is. Again, I'm not questioning Faye. What I'm saying is you need to think about the optics of somebody looking at your stuff. So this has a feeling of validity. I have difficulties talking about or even admit when I'm having a hard time, but Faye Elizabeth had me literally shaking and crying, releasing so much pent-up stress and pain that I've been carrying it this week. It's been a tough week, and I had no idea that this is what I needed. With every breath, I could feel so much tension release. Thank you, Faye. Like, that is an incredible testimonial, right? So definitely should be used. I feel like in this document, it's hard to read. It might be the font is small. I don't know if it's an image, right? It's from a website. So in the way it shows in the page is quite small. So I would share those loud and proud.
Tip number 9, include a FAQ or FAQ to overcome objections.
All right. And she also has a FAQ, an FAQ. I don't know why I keep saying it the way I don't like it. What does unbreakable calm mean? How much time will this take? This is great stuff, right? This is very helpful. And also in a way that she said that people already have expressed interest, assuming they maybe know some of this. This is definitely key stuff that they're going to want to see.
Tip number 10, don't just announce your price. Tell them why it's an incredible deal.
So then we go to the thing. What's it all going to cost? You can get started with us today. I mean, that testimonial was good, right? That said, like, I could relate to that too, as someone who has an anxiety disorder and who had troubles asking for help previously, things like that, that I could relate to that. But if I came to this and you can get started with us for today for $2,400 or 4 payments of $600 or just one time. Oh, I see what she's done. Okay. $19.97 one-time payment. So there's a couple of things I want to say here. And you guys know already, like, we're not convinced here. I mean, even if we read everything, it's like, it's $2,400. Like, that's a lot of money. I'm already stressed out enough. So I gotta shell out this money. So you really need to work in that justification, that urgency, all those things to make them realize that this is worthwhile. Also, I think the wording of this is confusing. Because you start out with a $2,400, it already sounds like it's $2,400, but really it's only $19.97 if they pay once. So be careful with how you phrase this. So I would say, like, this is if you're on a budget, you can pay $600 a month. And then the one-time payment option. You can totally, it depends on who your audience is. I think SBC is asking, like, wouldn't you put the one-time payment on the top? I think in this case you would. On a sales page, we often do the budget one to the left, and then and we say this is how you save the most money and you don't have to pay again, and like that's what I would do. In that case, I would put the budget option and go to the right. But in this case, in a format where you're going from top to bottom, I would agree. You'd probably put that at the top. But there needs to be way more stuff here than just listing that. So actually, oh, and then here, like, what do we actually cover in the program? This is stuff this is good, actually. These bullet points are good. Definitely needs to be talked about before you tell them the price, I think. And I think that's another important thing to see. Like, often if your price is higher and needs more justification, you don't want to pull it out too early, right? You need to do that work. It takes more effort to sell that higher price product. If your price is like crazy amazing and like it's a deal of the lifetime, then you can probably bring it out earlier and bring it out more often, because that's just kind of follows in with it.
Tip number 11, include high value relevant bonuses for those who act fast.
Then it says bonus surprise. If you act today, you will also get immediate access to, and that's brilliant. I love it. Right? Smart to have those if you act today. So it's kind of like, but it would be easier to do this if she was speaking to the person, right? To say, like, can I sign you up today? And she doesn't want to do that hard pitch. So I totally get, she might not want to be on the phone with them, but it makes it more, more of an urgency thing if she was able to do it that way.
Tip number 12, your prospects need to see what you look like and know who you are.
All right. And so I assume, like, there's no picture of Faye in here. We don't learn about Faye, but I assume that if someone has already expressed interest, they know who she is. I would, at the very least, end it with a picture of yourself and, make it a little more personal. I would probably put the picture up top and say, hey, I'm really glad that you decided to do this. And like this stuff that she has up here, introduce myself briefly, at least. If they don't have a lot of information about you, you need to put your qualifications. And when I say qualifications, I don't always mean official qualifications. In many cases, we're just teaching people stuff we know, not because we've been formally educated on it. Those are our qualifications, whatever it is that, will make people relate to us. Like if we're teachers and we're teaching teachers how to do this, I've done it. I'm a teacher. That's my qualification, right? You don't call it qualifications. I'm just saying what we're doing there.
And here, let's just have a little bit of overview and final thoughts.
All right. So I think the key points we can go to the full slideshow again. From that one is, talking to the audience, using the medium that makes most sense for your offer and where they are in your follow-up process, right? So I don't know that the document is the best way to get someone on board. I also think that, reading a web page feels different than reading document. A document feels like work, like a book or something like that. But people read and look at web pages all day. It's natural. It's normal. It usually is bigger, right? It fills the screen. It's easier to read. I think that they're just used to that. So, all right. So also keep it simple and speak to their pain, showing them the solution they've been trying to get to isn't actually the solution. Okay. So goes back to my thoughts about how, people who are stressed out think it's the things that are happening in their life that are stressing them out, but it's more of that mindset. And so I think Faye has a unique way she can position it and say that, that she helps people get past that you're going to be able to show them a new way that's going to stay with them for a long time, as opposed to just solving the problem that's stressing you out right now. High value and highly relevant bonuses can work wonders. I love that she had those bonuses there. She said it was if you sign up today. Very good.
If you found this useful, be sure to come on by and get your free guide and templates to help you master the fine art of self-promotion. Just go to aliceba.com/tools and you'll be able to grab your freebies, and you'll find out how you can also join this ongoing program where you'll become a self-promotion expert. Look forward to seeing you there.